What's going on, beautiful people? What's going on? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. So I'm here. We're back. I'm back to it. Last week had a little hiccups again. It's part of the process, man. What can I tell you? It's ups, it's downs, smooth roads, just some turbulence. But we're here nonetheless. This is a Sunday night tap in. Sunday night. What's going on? Hope all is well. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Sunday to those that celebrate Resurrection Sunday. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well. This is a Sunday night tap in, so you know how that go. You know what we hitting it for, right? The cigar's ready. The tea is hot. Oh yeah. Oh, what we doing tea tonight though? We're gonna do tea tonight. Tonight, tonight is Sunday night, so you know what that is. Trending topics. And tonight's gonna be a doozy. Let me tell you that right now at the outset. All right, let me preface everything by saying that's going to be a doozy. I'm not going to be here forever. I'm not going to drag it out because I know everybody got short attention spans. And I'm sorry to say that. It's unfortunate, but that's where we are today, people, unfortunately. Nonetheless, we still want to get it done. But yeah, we here. But tonight is trending topics, and we got a doozy tonight. Oh yeah, we got a doozy. We're gonna be tapping on our girl, the top lawyer, the top law enforcer, New York State, the great New York State. If you don't know her, you're gonna know tonight. That's our girl, Letitia James, affectionately known as Tish James. Tish James. So you know she's black. She's black already, huh? Yeah. But we're here. But before we get into the meat and the potatoes, the crux of the matter, before we get into that, first let me start off by saying, please, if you don't mind, it would do me the greatest service if you all just liked, subscribed, and shared. That would be great. We're on the road to 1,000, baby. Road to 1,000. Seems like a small milestone, but it's large to me. All right? Everybody who's at 100,000 started at 1. All right? So the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, or the journey of 1,000 subs begins with one sub. All right? See how that goes? Yeah. So we're going to do it. We got to just keep at it, keep ourselves in the algorithm, doing what we do, only how we do it. All right? Shout out to the low gang. You know what I'm saying? It's more there, but you get the picture. All right? Let me toast up real quick. Oh yeah, we here. So yeah, once again, if you don't mind, please, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. That will do me the greatest service. All right. Now, that being said, let's just get into this quagmire. This quagmire that's going on right now with our girl Tish, sister girl, the number one sister girl in New York State. That's saying a lot. All right. But like I said, he's the top lawyer and the top law enforcement. That makes her the New York State Attorney General, AG. All right. So yeah, she got some juice in New York State. Don't get it twisted. She's got some juice, which makes our content tonight even more juicier. Because man, she's holding a boulder over her head right now. I'm gonna tell you that. Watch the thumbnail. You're gonna like it. All right? So you all should know her by now. She's the Attorney General of New York State, one of the Attorney Generals, one of the Black woman Attorney Generals. You get the picture, right? You see where I'm going with that part. Anyway, she's one of the top ones that was bringing the heat and the smoke to our boy, number 47, number 45, Donald J. Trump, my boy, right? But she's one of those that was bringing the heat to our boy, right? Talk about lawfare at its finest, right? They threw the book at him, we know what they did. We seen it. Everybody's seen it. It was in the news. It was everywhere. You couldn't miss it unless you were under a rock, like she is right now. All right, all right. Well, she's not under a rock. She's under a boulder. Anyway, yeah, but she launched a lot of cases his way, right? That had to do with fraud, whatever. We get it. We know it's part of the game, the politic game. All right, but she launched a lot of fraud cases at our boy. All right, it's part of the game when you're in business. More than likely, at some point, you're going to get sued. Okay, God forbid, but be ready for that. Okay. One of the cases that she threw at him was the case of fraud and overvaluing his assets, and in turn overvaluing his um, his value, right? Thus him being a billionaire. Okay, nonetheless, whatever. And she won the case. She won the case. We know. You know too. Even if you don't like him, you know what that was. Let's not even play that game. Stop. Stop. You know what that was. So she won. Okay, fine. Right? They threw the book at him. Okay, right? He was forced to, or his judgment was in the hundreds, 400s of millions of dollars. That was his judgment. Okay. And it was a tough one. It was a tough one, but she won the case, right? And she said, no one is above the law. Now she claimed that the things that he did, which was typical practices amongst all developers, right? If you don't know, let me just give you a small brief synopsis into how that actually goes, right? I'm pretty familiar with the real estate strategy, world, jargon, right? Everything. And, the claim was he overvalued his assets, to get favorable terms from banks, right? This was the claim. And based off of that practice that's done by all developers, even though banks have their own assessors that come in to see if what you're saying is true or not. Okay. And their assessors agreed with him and gave him the money, and they went on to have him and the banks have a fantastic business relationship. Okay. All right. Now, fast forward, 2024, right? During the election cycle, even though if there was a problem, the statute of limitations passed, but they made it a felony again. Whatever, again. Okay. And, her position, no one is above the law. Okay. All right. Watch where I'm going with this. If you don't know, now you know. These were the standards that she set. Standards must be set and met, right? That's one of my richisms. And she abides by it. And they threw the judgment the book was thrown at him. Okay. Now, why am I saying all this? I'm saying this because now the Attorney General, Letitia, affectionately known as Tish James, is now under the microscope for doing what, you ask? It's funny. For doing the same damn thing. God damn. All right. Only difference is there's actually proof. And man, it's daunting for her. Not in her favor though. It's actually daunting, man. So it seems to be the things that she was accusing him of that there was no proof of. They just manufactured things out of the air. This is just what it is. I'm not even trying to bandwagon. That's not even what I do. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't bandwagon nobody. All right. But truth is truth, right? Right is right and wrong is wrong. Okay. Right. So now she's being accused of the same thing. Only difference is there's paperwork, and some of the paperwork is from the very time that she was accusing homie of doing these actions. 2023. This is wild. Talk about being the pot calling the kettle black. Holy smokes. Pardon me. I need some tea for this one. This is a doozy. Oh, yeah. So according to the paperwork and the filing, you can find it right now. It's actually there. But according to the paperwork and the filing, she actually bought some property. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But she bought some property over in Norfolk, Virginia, VA, right? And she bought some property, and according to the attorney that filed the paperwork, because she gave him power of attorney, which should mean nothing, because to her that meant nothing for homie. But okay, she gave the attorney power to sign the paperwork, and according to the paperwork, they listed that Norfolk, Virginia home as her primary residence. But hold on, how could that be? How could that be? If she's the goddamn Attorney General of New York State, your job requires you to live in New York State. Okay. How you smooth that one over? Impossible. But I'm waiting to see what actually happens and how she tries to ding it. How she tries to get past that part. Okay. And I bet not see you bandwagon Democrats try to get excuses for that, bro. That's inexcusable. That's crazy. Anyway, sister girl Tish, she listed that, or told her lawyer to list that of the primary residence, right, in Norfolk, Virginia, the Attorney General, New York State. Now, it's impossible because she's supposed to. Her job requires her to live in New York State. Okay, but wait, there's more. Okay, in addition to that, she also listed property that she bought in Brooklyn, BK all day. On the paperwork, she listed it as 4 units. Only problem is that all prior owners, right, listed the property as 5. It's problematic for you, Tish. All right. It's a big problem for you. You know why? Because as it relates to real estate, we know why you did it. Because you know what you get? You end up paying less, right? You have to give up less. You get more favorable terms. The property is listed as residential, not commercial, right? For those of you who want to get into the real estate market, know that. 5 units and above, the property is listed as commercial property. Even if you're using it to generate revenue as a rental property, still listed as 5 units and above as commercial. All right. So what does that mean? That means that she falsified the paperwork. Oh, man. Remember, she's the top law enforcer. That's wild. You can't make this up. That's wild. Anyway. But wait. There is more. It's crazy. She also, in the 80s, when she was working to get her first property in Queens, New York, what she also did, her father assisted her with getting the mortgage for that property, and apparently he put himself on the paperwork as her husband, her father. That's some other stuff. I don't even want to get too deep into that, right? But obviously that's fraudulent too. So she got 3 situations, right, as it relates to real estate. Mind you, this is the top law enforcer, the top lawyer in New York State, has 3 real estate ventures where all the paperwork is fraudulent. It's fraudulent. Not only that, some of the paperwork was actually doing business with the feds, federal government, to get better loans via HUD, NFHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, right? You should know those two. Again, if you're getting into real estate, these are things you're gonna have to actually know also. And if she got loans through Fannie or Freddie, that's the Fed. So if she filed paperwork via the Fed to get favorable loans and the information was fraudulent, knowingly fraudulent, right? According to her standards that she set, she must also meet them now. Power of attorney means nothing because she didn't allow that when she was bringing the case, when she was throwing the book, when she was throwing the sink, the bookcase and everything at Trump. One of the things, the stipulations that he couldn't use as an out was power of attorney. So by the rules that she set, right, and she gave no allowances there, she also is not able to use power of attorney. Now that case is about to be thrown out anyway. The appeal court is ripping holes through it. This is the New York State appeal court is ripping holes all through that case and throughout the judgment. So they're gonna toss that anyway, but not hers. She's held to a different standard. She's held to a totally different standard, right? As an officer of the court, she's held to a different standard. Okay. Now the question is, what's going to happen to our girl, to our sister girl, Tish? Well, it seems like the walls are closing in on that girl. Yeah? She gave a weak statement. It was crazy how weak it was. But not only was it weak, pay attention not only to what was said, but also pay attention to what was not said in her first statement. Okay? And what she did not say was, all of these allegations are false. So you know what that means. In this case, there's not only smoke, there's a goddamn inferno. All right? Because you know now, if she would have lied, right? Remember, she's the officer of the court. Okay? The top law enforcer and the top lawyer. Had she said, all these allegations are false, it'd be even worse. But she didn't say that. She tried to give some platitude statement. It's trash. Okay? It was trash. And don't think she can't get tossed in prison or get convicted. Because if you know about Marilyn Mosby, you need to find out who Marilyn Mosby was. I mean, she's still alive, but the same thing happened with Marilyn Mosby, and she got convicted. All right, so Tish, man, what are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? I say just give yourself up. Now, what I say is, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. All right, don't be stupid. Put your pride to the side if you can. And I know you're a sister girl, so that's possibly impossible for you to put your pride to the side, right? Sister girls eat nothing but ego pills all damn day, all right? But put your pride to the side, throw yourself on the mercy of the court, and go to my boy, BJT. Say, John, hey, my man, hey, great race you ran, man. Hey, all that stuff, man, I was just doing my job. Just doing my job. It's nothing personal. If you don't mind, can you just have your DOJ just give it his case? He's probably not going to do it. He's a New York dude. He's a New York City dude. He's going to be like, nah. But no harm, no foul. Try. Okay, grovel. All right, I don't like her anyway. We're going to keep it a stack. But I mean, I also don't know her. But based off of her character, I already see that oil and water wouldn't mix. All right. But oh yeah, the walls are closing. She's looking real desperate, and I'm noticing there's not real chatter on the news cycles about this actual case. I'm actually surprised. Not really, but I'm kind of surprised at the same time. This is a trending topic, right? I mean, everybody else is talking about it. The news is choosing to, well, certain news outlets are choosing to ignore it. That's a surprise, right? Now, but it's not going to be ignored just because they ain't talking about it. You know, it's still going to go down, and more than likely, she will go down too. You know, and I'm not going to say I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to be upset. If you want to keep it a stack. So Tish, hey, the jig is up, man. All right, you got a good run. I would say, just give it up, girl. All right. And so with that being said, my homie over here is saying it's time to say goodnight. So with that being said, I'm gonna say it was great tapping in with you guys. Like I said before, like, share, and subscribe. Watch out for our girl Tish James. She just might be getting her own mugshot. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. All right. But look out for that one, man. Look out for that one. All right. And so that's the end of our Sunday night tap-in, right? Hypocrisy at its best, you know, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man, you know. So, but tomorrow it's going to be Monday night. So, you know what Monday nights are? It's for the fellas. Monday nights is for the fellas. And the young men also. And the young men. All right? But Monday nights is Manhood Mondays. Manhood Mondays. I wasn't able to do it before via complications, you know. But we back tapped in. We're back tapped in. And everyone get it done. Okay? It's necessary. It's vital. All right? And we're going to get it done, baby. We're going to get it done. So for all my fellas, tap in for that Monday, Manhood Mondays. All right? We're going to get that done. But, look out for our girl, Tish James. Man, tell us what's up if you see her. All right? Holla at the people. Peace to the fam. All right? Peace to the gods and nurse. Peace to sons of man. Everybody. All right? Holla at y'all tomorrow. Peace to the fam.